Contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The Speaker has received notice from the Minister for the Economy that she wishes to make a statement. Before I call the Minister, I remind members that they must be concise in asking their questions. This is not an opportunity for debate, and long introductions will not be allowed. Minister.
Thanks very much. And with your permission, Deputy Speaker, I wish to make a statement in compliance with Section 52 of the Northern Ireland Act 1998 regarding the meeting of the North-South Ministerial Council in Trade and Business Development sectoral format. This meeting was held in Armagh on the 26th of April 2024. Junior Minister Pam Cameron, MLA, and former Economy Minister Conor Murphy represented the Executive. The Irish Government was represented by Peter Burke, TD, Minister for Enterprise, Trade and Employment. This statement has been agreed with Minister Cameron, and I am making this statement on behalf of the both of us. The Council welcomed the overall achievements of Intertrade Ireland from 2021 to date and commended the valuable contribution that Intertrade Ireland has made through its trade and development programmes for small and medium-sized companies trading across the border and in both jurisdictions. Ministers recognised the positive impact of the innovation and technology programmes administered by Intertrade Ireland and its support for building relationships between companies and researchers. The Council noted Intertrade Ireland's research priorities for 2024, a study of the business support ecosystem across the island, research into the changing nature of trade on the island, offshore wind and hydrogen energy, cross-border service trade, artificial intelligence and access to funding. Ministers welcomed the work of Intertrade Ireland across Enterprise Ireland and Invest NI in developing a cross-border enterprise cooperation scheme, which was recently awarded €30 million in shared island funding. The Council approved the Intertrade Ireland business plans and budget grants for 2022, 2023 and 2024, which have been completed in accordance with agreed guidance issued by the Department of Finance and the Department of Public Expenditure, National Development, Plan Delivery and Reform, and have been agreed by sponsor departments and finance ministers. Ministers approved the Intertrade Ireland 2023 to 2025 corporate plan, which has been completed in accordance with the agreed guidance issued by both departments and has been agreed by sponsor departments and finance ministers. The Council noted Intertrade Ireland's annual reports and accounts for 2020 and 2021, which have been certified by the Controller and Auditor General and laid before the Assembly and both houses of the Oireachtas, and the annual report and accounts for 2022, which will be laid shortly. The North-South Ministerial Council approved the recommended increase of Intertrade Ireland's staffing complement from 42 to 65 to assist in meeting the increased demand for its services. Ministers noted the position in relation to Horizon 2020 programme and the progress and current position of North-South collaboration in relation to the Horizon Europe programme and welcomed the opportunities available following the UK's association to the programme. The Council noted the achievements and current position of the US-Ireland Research and Development Partnership, noting it has now provided over $100 million in funding to researchers collaborating on 55 projects in the 3 jurisdictions. The North-South Ministerial Council noted recent achievements of the Intertrade Ireland Synergy programme, which includes the Synergy flagship project. The FinTech Corridor, the Council noted the focus on sustainability as a cross-cutting theme in a number of Intertrade Ireland's programmes and Intertrade Ireland's plans for up-and-coming research in offshore wind and hydrogen energy. Ministers agreed that officials in Intertrade Ireland will continue to engage to identify opportunities to address climate change and the loss of biodiversity from both the policy and operational perspectives. The Council agreed to hold its next North-South Ministerial Council Trade and Business Development meeting in the autumn of this year, and I commend the statement to the Assembly and just welcome engagement with members. Thank you.
Thank you for the statement, Minister. I call Sinead McLaughlin.
Thank you, Speaker. Minister, first of all, I would like to welcome you to your post, and I very much look forward to working with you in the coming weeks. It's good to see Invest NI and Intertrade Ireland working really closely together. How is that collaboration promoting the dual market access of the North, and in particular the advantage to locating in the North West City region? And would the Minister agree with me that a specific plan should be put in place for the North West City region that can exploit the opportunities in a collaborative fashion?
Well, I think there's been really good work taking place in terms of looking at the opportunities that dual market access presents to itself. So both Intertrade Ireland and Invest NI continue to work together in terms of looking at those opportunities, but importantly how we can profile and alert people to them. And there will be a series of engagement events over the next period in order to do that. This also obviously sits with the economic vision that Conor Murphy had outlined as Minister in this Assembly a number of weeks ago, and part of that, you will know, is around addressing the regional imbalance that has been there for a long time. Part of that work is to look at sub-regional economic development plans and ensuring that all of these networks and arm's length bodies feed in to those development plans, working with each of the localities, and particularly that engagement with local councils, the local private sector, social enterprises that are within each of those councils, and of course, you know, in terms of the North West, that's complemented in terms of the task force that Minister Murphy had recently set up.
Gary Middleton.
Mr Deputy Speaker, and can I thank the Minister for her statement and indeed welcome her to her role on behalf of the Economy Committee. Mr Deputy Speaker, I note in the statement that Intertrade Ireland has commissioned research on an all-island basis in respect of offshore wind and hydrogen energy. Can the Minister outline what steps she plans to take to work with Westminster, given the fact that the UK Government in large part are responsible for that area of business?
Minister.
Yes, well, we look to explore and take advantage of North-South and East-West relationships. I think that's important in the time ahead, particularly when we look at the challenges around climate, and obviously in line with the climate legislation that was passed in the last mandate to ensure that we do reach net zero. So there will continue to be ongoing engagements through our arm's length bodies such as Invest NI, and any opportunities that I have as Minister of having direct engagements with ministers both in Westminster and Dublin, we will continue to do that and to ensure that we are taking that lens of a north-south link up and cooperation, but also importantly east-west as well.
McGuigan.
I thank the Minister for the statement. If I could ask maybe for the Minister's assessment of the British Government's delay in formally associating to Horizon 2020 and how that has affected local participation. Minister.
Yes, well obviously the UK formally associated with Horizon Europe on the 4th of December in 2023. And obviously at the EU-UK Specialised Committee and participation in union programmes, obviously scientists from here and also businesses have been able to participate in the Horizon Europe from the start of the programme in January 2021 through the UK Guarantee Scheme. However, delays to formalise an association have had a considerable impact in terms of investment into science and research, in terms of all potential all-island economic cooperation. Intertrade Ireland is committed and focused to building on cross-border momentum and boosting participation, and obviously looking to seize the opportunities that are available through the Horizon Europe programme. So whilst there are delays, we are hopeful, working collaboratively and collectively, that we can start to speed up the pace of implementation of programmes going forward.
Saoirse Eastwood.
I thank the Minister for the update. I wish her well in her new role, and I want to take this opportunity to extend my good wishes to Conor Murphy. Minister, on page 7 of the statement, it references the achievements in the current position of the US-Ireland R&D partnership worth over $100 million of funding. I welcome this, and examples such as the All-Island Oncology Industry Report are an excellent example of North-South economic working. Evaluating the current landscape and economic potential of precision oncology and digital health on the island of Ireland was indeed commissioned by the All-Islander Cancer Research Institute with support from Intertrade Ireland's Synergy initiative, which is referenced in the Ministerial statement. The All-Island Cancer Research Institute also recommended the creation of an All-Island Oncology Innovation Cluster. Will the Minister support this recommendation and make this a priority area of North-South economic and health partnership working?
Minister.
I think we will look at any opportunities that present themselves that not only have economic impacts but also social impacts across the island. And obviously you pick up on an important issue in terms of research and innovation going forward, but also in terms of shaping positive health outcomes for people that are impacted by such diseases. So we do look forward. I mean, the research piece is important. Obviously the Shared Island Fund going forward as well is going to be an important injection of resources, and I think we'll look for any opportunity, but happy to correspond directly with you after this in terms of the specifics around that piece of work.
Thank
the Minister for her statement. I'm wondering if the Minister any plans to request shared island funding for an expansion of the US-Ireland Research and Development Programme.
Well, there obviously has been the announcement in terms of the Shared Island funding, as I just said there, in terms of the £30 million euro. And obviously we welcome that in the work of Intertrade Ireland to work alongside Enterprise Ireland and Invest NI in terms of looking at cross-border enterprise and cooperation. The three enterprise agencies are now working to develop their proposals with regards to that, and we are hopeful that anticipated spend around that can start to occur later this year.
Nisbet.
I welcome the Minister to her position and also send best wishes to Conor Murphy. Intertrade Ireland's staffing level is to increase from 42 to 65. Can the Minister explain how you justify a 55% increase in the staffing levels?
Minister.
Yes, well obviously the maximum head count for Intertrade Ireland was at 42, and that was the number from it was established back in 1999. So obviously increasing the complement to 65 is in line, I suppose, with the business case that we received in terms of the department approvals, but it aligns to the work and meeting the demand of the work which is now presenting itself. So we have scrutinised this in terms of the increased resource that's needed, but it is very much aligned to the work and I suppose the demand that's coming to Intertrade Ireland, which is a positive thing. And I know that they'll be making announcements in terms of business impact across the island in the coming weeks.
Jonathan Buckley.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Following on from the member for Lagan Valley's question in relation to US R&D partnership, of the $100 million in funding to research and collaboration on 55 projects, is the Minister in a position to outline how many of those projects pertain to Northern Ireland?
Minister.
I don't have that figure in front of me now, but I'm happy to correspond with you just to give you those details.
Peter McReynolds.
I thank the Minister for her statement and can I wish her well in her role. Can the Minister elaborate on the discussions that took place regarding climate change and biodiversity loss?
Minister.
Yes, thanks very much for your question. So I suppose there was discussions in terms of the circular economy, looking at sustainability, which is a strategic importance to Intertrade Ireland. And I suppose looking forward, following the progress of planned research on offshore wind and green hydrogen, there was a discussion in terms of what more can be done around that. Obviously, officials in both jurisdictions are engaging on the research and looking at opportunities, as I touched on, in terms of the circular economy, and they will continue to collaborate on that. On the issue of sustainability, it is obviously a cross-cutting theme in several of Intertrade Ireland's programmes and areas, and obviously looking at their central policy and research priorities going forward. We want to have a greater focus on partnership working and stakeholder engagement in the time ahead. So they were the kind of broad areas of discussion at the last meeting.
Nicola Brogan.
And just following on from the previous question, can the Minister outline what activities that Intertrade Ireland run to support environmental sustainability, please?
Minister.
Yeah, so Intertrade Ireland has a range of programmes such as the Seed Corn Investor Readiness Competition, which has €20,000 of an award in terms of looking at low carbon green award, recognising the importance of supporting high potential sustainability startups. There's also the Innovation Boost Funds, and it's a project manager and academic partner to implement 12 or 18-month innovation projects. These include sustainability projects and also sustainability-related process improvements. There's also the sustainability into specific areas within the Business Explorer pathway with energy efficiency requirements, carbon zero plans and digitisation plans are among the priorities within that programme. And in 2023 there was a pilot supply chain programme that looked at the possibility of impact, substitution, nearshoring and also on-island supply chain resilience activities. As part of the 2024 research programme going forward, Intertrade Ireland will continue to commission research into sustainability, and the first of that is planned in offshore wind and green hydrogen.
Paula Bradshaw.
Speaker, and thank you, Minister, for the statement and your answer so far, and I would concur with others in wishing you well going forward. I would like to put on record my congratulations to Intertrade Ireland on their recent 25th anniversary, and I was fortunate enough to attend an event they had in Washington earlier this year, when it was outlined that one of the priority areas is the potential for commercialisation of the research, and in the report, in the statement here, it talks about that 100 million. Minister, can you outline the timescales under which that funding is going to be rolled out, and how you will evaluate the potential for job creation, business growth and also attracting external investment? Thank you.
Yes, so in terms of the development, sorry, I jumped up there too quick, of that in terms of the resource and the plans, there's work ongoing at the moment in terms of those, so once we have finalised them by way of spend and prioritisation, I'll write to you just with more specific detail once we have completed that stage of the assessment.
I call Matthew O'Toole.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Minister, welcome you formally as Economy Minister, but I hope it's not for too long and we have you back in the Finance Committee, and obviously wish Conor Murphy all the best for a quick recovery. Minister, lots of things to agree with in this statement, but your predecessors and hopefully successors' economic vision was very clear about growing the all-island economy and maximising dual market access opportunities. There aren't too many specific actions in this statement that help to make that happen, so can you outline what those are? There are, for example, the approval of backward-looking plans, budgets and grants for 22, 23 and 24, but on a forward-looking basis, what specific actions are going to be executed to maximise that dual market access and the all-island opportunities?
Minister.
Yeah, well, there's work ongoing in terms of looking at the action plans, and obviously with the additional funding that's come through the Shared Island programme, so that work is being looked at the moment. There's obviously collaboration, as I say, with Intertrade Ireland and Invest NI, and then, as I say, also looking at our sub-regional economic plans in terms of making sure that we have that grassroots traction on the ground in the time ahead. So we don't have the specific details, Matthew, in terms of going forward, but once that's available, we'll be able to share that with members.
Jim Allister.
Considering the Minister wasn't at the meeting, I don't see a lot of point in asking her about what happened there, but I will ask her a question that she was meant to have answered in the Assembly process last week, but has failed to answer. What is Intertrade Ireland costing the Northern Ireland Block Grant, particularly now that we've had this colossal increase in staff? What is the cost of this body?
Minister.
Yes, so Intertrade Ireland funding from my department stands at a current level in terms of 2024-25 of £5.2 million.
Thank you. Members, that concludes the list of questions from members who were present for the Minister's statement. Before we move on to our next item of business, Minister, can I associate myself with the good wishes expressed to you earlier? Thank you also.